In today's episode, we're going to do a lightning round. This is a pile of questions that have come in that don't need a full episode of You Ask, I Answer in order to answer them. They are relatively short questions, so let's go and just knock through them. Number one, Kyrie asks, YouTube or Twitch? Well, it depends on where your audience is. Are they gamers? If they are, you should be on Twitch. If they are more of a regular crowd, a non-gaming crowd, you should be on YouTube. Nicole asks, I have a YouTube channel for a non-YouTube business. I have more activity than expected. How should I best utilize? Well, it's like any other social network. So be engaging, follow people, subscribe people who subscribe to you, to see what they're doing, what they're talking about, and make sure that you have a YouTube business page set up or a business channel set up so that you can track and get analytics on your channel. And make sure that you have the advertising options turned on, particularly retargeting, because what you want to do is you want to be able to gather audience from that social network and be able to show ads to them on YouTube and in other places. Remember that YouTube and AdWords, Google Ads now, share the same back end in terms of data and information exchange. So if you are running AdWords ads, your YouTube channel may be a great source of audiences to pull in. Farah asks, YouTube advertisers, what are the retargeting options? Again, YouTube and Google Ads, pretty much the same thing. So you've got a lot of options, not just with YouTube itself in terms of the types of ads you can run on YouTube, but and the retargeting and then sharing data with your AdWords account. So look into the options on AdWords. Anna asks, your thoughts on removing discounts and offers? There's a great quote. I forget who said it, but I heard it from Garrett Gunderson, who said that a luxury once experienced becomes a necessity. The same is true of discounts and offers. Whenever you come to like things like coupons and stuff, people expect you to give that if you give it more than very infrequently. There's one store in the U.S. called Bed Bath & Beyond. The only reason you ever go there is because you get some crazy coupon, because that's all they ever do. And so no one ever goes there to pay if they don't have a coupon in hand. Your better bet as a business is to instead add value. Say, yep, the price doesn't change, but what you get can increase. So you can get more stuff for that price. So something to think about there. Eric asks, your thoughts on empathetic marketing? Kind of a buzzword term. Selling with empathy or marketing with empathy simply means knowing what the other person, the buyer, has been through and trying to address their needs. Sell something that they want, and you will not have a problem with empathetic marketing or any kind of empathy. Help them solve their problems and talk less about yourself than about them. Billy asks, your thoughts on driving external traffic? That's a kind of a broad question, but number one, you need to be good at SEO. You need to be creating content that attracts people who are looking for what you have to sell. Number two, the content has to be good. And number three, you have to have a product or service that meets people's needs so that they have a reason to come visit you. After that, it's all about essentially pay to play in advertising and outreach and earned media. Go over to the blog spinsucks.com and read about what's called the PESO model: paid, earned, shared, owned. Those are the 4 types of media you need to create in order to be able to attract audiences. Brianna asks, your thoughts on an MBA? If you are going to run a business, an MBA is a very good idea because you'll learn things like operations, accounting, finance, all that stuff that running a business needs. If you're going to stay in marketing as a profession and be a marketer, then an MBA is not as essential as having some specialization of skills. Destin asks, your quick and efficient growth hacking strategy for a SaaS-based company. Stop using the term growth hacking because that implies a very short-term mindset of just getting results and with no other considerations. Build a sustainable marketing program, and that means creating stuff people want. Whether it's product, whether it's content, whether it's advertising, it doesn't matter what it is, but create stuff and understand there's really not that many shortcuts that you can take. There are a few technical things you can do to accelerate your business, but for the most part, there is no replacement for hard work. Daniel asks, your go-to method for attracting perfect for you customers that will keep coming back. Have a product or service that solves a specific frequent need. So there are a lot of, I was on a sales website this morning and I was doing some research. And this site was like, okay, we have a proprietary method for SaaS-based software that solves your sales problems and creates higher ROI. Well, you and 8 million other, VC-funded Valley companies, I don't know what this company does. And after spending 15 minutes on their website, I still don't know what they do, other than that they have software that supposedly helps improve my sales. That's not a real specific problem they solve. That's just kind of, a very generic thing. So what is the specific frequent problem? The other thing is that frequent problem. I'm sure there's somebody out there who wants a fully mechanical turkey that will read out Amazon voice assistant commands and the weather. But there's probably not that many people who want that. So it would be a very specific problem you solve, but probably not a frequent one. So frequent and specific problems that will get you perfect for you customers because you can solve their problem. Warren asks, what are your fountains of creativity? Answering people's questions, actually. The whole reason I do You Ask, I Answer is because I don't have enough latent creativity myself to try and figure out what marketers like you want. So instead, I answer questions because then I don't have to be creative in the ideation phase. I can be creative in the solution phase instead, and it provides actual benefit. Cornelius asks, what's your favorite tool to verify email addresses? I've tried Hubuco, Hubuco, and Zero Balance, and both are pretty good, and both are priced really well. So take a look at those two. Sesha asks, what's your favorite open source music library? I don't really use an open source music library. I use both JukeDeck and Ampere Music. Ampere Music's closing down, but JukeDeck is a site where you can either pay for a relatively low-cost membership or provide attribution or pay per track, and you get generated music by an AI, and it's pretty good. But more important, it's unique to you. You're not going to hear that track anywhere else because you generated it. So check those two out. Sydney asks, should your website be on HTTPS? Yes. Shoaib asks, you're thinking about hiring a consultant to help with your finances. What certifications do you look for? The gold standard for finances and consulting is a CPA. At least for the business world, you need a certified public accountant who can help you fix your problems. There really is no substitute for that. Margarita asks, you've created great content, but what if your customers are not seeing it? You probably have an SEO problem. Make sure that you are doing everything you can to get your owned media fixed up, and then go do the paid, earned, and shared media to help support your SEO efforts. Dahir asks, what are the wrong and right ways to motivate employees? The wrong ways would be anything that's illegal. The right ways, I'm not the person to ask. That would be my co-founder and CEO, Katie Robert, who does the whole people thing. But go and check some of the apps like Blind and Fishbowl and Reddit to see ways employees do not like to be motivated, and you'll get some answers as to what else is wrong. Kisma asks, writing content for clients, is it okay to use my affiliate links in the content? Only if you have prior agreement from the client. Otherwise, no. Lauren asks, would your business pay to have your social media pages handled by an outside company? Me personally, no, I would automate it. However, if you're not able to write code and you don't have the time, then yes, have an outside company manage your social pages for you. We work with a company called B Squared Media. They do a great job for their clients. Elisa asks, would you as a hiring manager favor someone with a market research and analytics degree over someone with just a marketing degree? Depends on what we're hiring for. If it's an analytics-based position, you hire someone with an analytics specialization. If not, don't. John asks, would you use Squarespace to build websites for your clients? No. Squarespace and Wix and all these hosted companies have too little flexibility. I would use, and I do use, WordPress and a managed WordPress environment. So WP Engine is my environment of choice. And then the WordPress allows you to bring in so much customization that these other services can't do. Things like implementing Google Tag Manager properly, very difficult for a lot of them. And it takes them a really long time to adapt to changes. I'd rather be able to edit the code myself, but that's my personal preference. That was a lot of questions. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments or in the form that is in the comments here. And as always, subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter. Thanks for watching. Want help solving your company's data, analytics, and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.